We're going to be working with some wood today. I've got a chisel called an Old Faithful, a wooden gouge, coping saw, two-sided bevel crook knife, sharp bushcraft knife, a rasp, a draw knife, a greenwood saw, a hammer and a pencil, and because I'm in a shed, obviously as many power tools as I can to get the job done. But I like to do things by hand as much as possible, and they just aid me and help me feel like making a bit of progress. So the bowl we was burning out, it's got a bit of a depression. I've cut out the sort of handle and tried to smooth the basin off a bit. So that's what we're going to be doing now. I'm going to use a combination of tools, the draw knife to take a bit away, and once I've got an edge, the rasp to finish it off. Any of these edging that I need, we're going to use the saw for. So I'm going to have to put a little bit more of an angle in here. And when I've done some shaping, I'll turn the camera back on. The ball's coming along nicely now. Got the handle nicely shaped. It's a bit squarer than I anticipated, but that's the way the wood's going, so that's not too bad. Got some good sanding to do, but now I'm going to start working on the basin. So this I've been hollowing it out. I'm using Faithful wood chisel, which is slightly curled. And taking out little segments. Taking my time so I don't split the wood. And on occasion, going to the spoon knife which is a more traditional way of doing it. Well, I've hollowed out the bowl and it's not looking too bad. There's a little bit more I can take away here, for instance, which is a bit thick. I've given it a rough sanding, but now, as you can see, this is lower than this edge and a lot rougher. I've took a little bit off this edge. Move the camera down just a smidge. This edge is lower than this edge and a lot rougher. So, using my draw knife, I'm just going to take away the rough edges. Try not to take too much off this side because it's the lower one. And then I'm going to balance the two sides up. We've got the bowl done now, but it needs tidying up. And what I'm going to do is feel for an area, what doesn't feel very smooth or rounded, and mark it. The more pencil marks I put on it, will be the more deeper I need to go. And for this, I could use the draw knife and work it, taking little bits away. The carving knife, but more likely I'll use the rasp. The benefit of the rasp, I can roll, giving it a rounded effect. I've drilled a hole through where I'm going to put a bit of string. And it's looking a bit like a flamingo with handle, which isn't a bad thing, quite bird-like. And now I've just got to smooth out the inside of the bowl. For this, I've rounded off a piece of hazel. This happens to be split and is what I've got. I'm going to hold this over the top of the split stick, and this gives you a grip for inside the bowl. Particularly in the corners where the crook knife has gone. So this is going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to get... Well, we're about done now. That's smooth enough for my taste, and it's got some lovely grain at the back. So the next job is to preserve the wood and help to bring out the grain. And I'm going to use some boiled linseed oil. With linseed oil, it can self-combust. So once you finish with your rags, make sure they get chucked outside bin, not inside. They go into the paper a little bit. We'll start with the back. It'll be very generous to start with. Rubbing it all in. And you notice I haven't done the inside the bowl. I'm going to do that with vegetable oil, so we don't get the linseed taste come through if we eat or drink anything out of this. So, linseed's gone on now. We're going to polish it with a dry bit of towel, removing any excess linseed oil. And it really is showing up the grain lovely. I thought about putting a piece of string through, but I'm going to leave it as is. I got a hook if I want to hang it up, so I'm pretty happy about that.